this whole idea that kids are better at learning languages is kind of a fallacy. It just is a fallacy. It just isn't true, because their cognitive function and their sort of the way that their brain connects patterns and learns logic is just factually not better than adults. That is just a plain fact. You don't even have to there's a video I made about this where I linked a study and stuff. It is just basic like basic knowledge. Kids aren't smarter than adults. But the reason why they seemingly learn languages faster isn't actually because they learn faster. It's because they're exposed to the languages a lot more than adults are, because adults have lives, right? They have rent to pay, or if you're a teenager, school to go to, you have all these different things to do. And so, of course, if the child is exposed to a language 24/7 for several years, like kids learn how to speak like 4 or 5, and then they're not even like completely fluent. Like it's until you're about like 7 or 8 years old, you're really not that like capable in expressing yourself in the language. And so imagine it takes you almost a decade of 24-hour exposure to a language to be conversational at it, right? Is that what adults are doing? No. And if an adult did do that, they would obviously be way more capable in the language. Of course they would, because of course they would, right? Their 1 hour of studying is worth an infant's like 20 hours of studying. When I say that like we should learn how kids do, I'm not referring to like the study method. I'm referring to learn what the kids learn, because you want to be able to speak fluently with a native. And so learn what the kids learn, which is natives, because you want to learn to speak with natives, and that's how kids learn to speak with natives, right? And so that's like the underlying reason for that, right? You learn to speak and have conversations with natives as kids. And if your goal is to learn and speak and have conversations with natives as an adult, it doesn't matter if someone's a kid or an adult. The goal and the thing that to achieve that goal remains the same. It's kind of like the excuse that people make, where it's kind of like saying that someone who's in his 20s at peak testosterone levels, and someone who's in his 40s who has declining testosterone levels, that if both of them have the same goal, which is to get bigger biceps, that they should somehow do different things. It doesn't, like, to get bigger biceps, obviously I'm not a fitness person, whatever, but if you train your biceps, the muscle might probably grow. Let's say that. It doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or if you're 40 years old, the exercise remains the same. You get better at X by doing X, and so it doesn't matter if you're old or you're younger or you have better or worse conditions for that thing. No matter what, the action to achieve the goal remains the same. And so that's the fallacy I'm referring to. Fallacy is just a complicated word for like logical issue, right? Something doesn't make sense.